Yeah, that's what today is, I think, an opportunity to address
Take me down to my very legs. Don't wanna travel back to the first thing that I had. Nothing compares to it. Don't say no prayer, just do it. Take me down, break me down, and watch me fly. I'm here to save a life. Round and around in the world it goes. Where it all stops, take its time, we know. No one sees nothing with their eyes wide closed. No one never gets nothing from a seed unsown. Okay, it is January, Friday the 13th, 2023. Pew, 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 pew. I'm not sure if I have that sound right now in editing. So I wanted to do a video because I've been watching a lot of stuff. I always get super excited. I've always gotten super excited during Friday the 13th. Everybody around me was so spooked, and I immediately fell in love with the lore, not the lure, the lore, the way people imbue Friday the 13th with spookiness. That definitely spoke to me. And I felt like it was such a lucky day, like immediately. I think I am what the book over here behind me suggests. Like an outlier, because I tend to be drawn to things that we're told to, avoid. I was looking for something in spiritualism, but a lot of things kept popping up, like news anchors and from different channels everywhere. I don't remember where, but the first one, well, I guess I didn't like it because it just seemed like the focus was like, no, it's not. Friday the 13th isn't anything bad. Why do people stop spending money on Friday the 13th? Keep spending money on Friday the 13th. That's when all the awesome deals are. Like, okay, thanks for killing it. Like, for like we don't try to sucker us into spending more money. If anything, I love that people spend less money and go less places and do less shit on Friday the 13th. Maybe that's why I'm always like excited around that time, because there's so much energy, like, because people like are like staying the hell to themselves a little bit and like leaving some of that energy out here. Like, I don't know, there's like a lot of people on the planet. So not like COVID, when you're forced into staying inside for fear of becoming ill or making other people ill. Like, that's pretty horrible. So not saying that was great, because I lived through it too, y'all. It was not, but we made it. 3 years later, we're still, okay. Sorry, everyone did not. Moving right along. So I am trying to get to the point and stop thundering. It's 3:03. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm super hyper and I'm very spacey today, but I do have some things planned. I am going to ritualize today. I'm having what I call a women's empowerment ceremony, which, even though it's a women's empowerment ceremony, I hope it doesn't sound like exclusive, like women only, because it's not. When women are empowered in our community, the entire community is empowered. If you're actually empowered, this is true for everyone, I believe. you know. It's not exclusively women. It's always good when I think men are and boys are taught to, you know, or people of the masculine persuasion. That's why I just like lingered. I was like, wait, am I excluding people? I feel like I'm excluding people. It's good to have those energies in a partnership. Like we should celebrate for each other together. You know, we all human. It is a women's empowerment ceremony, because I think it's funny that this day is in the Western sense. You know, it's like bad juju. Like, ooh, this is it's that heebie-jeebie day. Heebie-jeebie. And that it's bad luck. It's associated with bad luck. It's because Friday being like a day that's associated with Freya and Frigg and some other Norse goddesses that I'm not going to murder, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna link them anywhere. Just research any of those, Freya, Frigg, like they'll pop up too. But also Venus, you know, a lot of people know Venus as well, and Oshun, you know, but like, so you see what I'm saying? All of that type of feminine energy is represented. It's like Friday is the day for that. And then 13 is an important number in witchcraft, and it's looked at as a very lucky number, a very sacred, blessed number, if you will. So we need to definitely celebrate today, right? 13 is, you know, an important number in witchcraft, in paganism. We used to have 13 months in the calendar year. And there were 28-day months. There's 13 menstrual cycles within a year, for generally speaking, for women or people who menstruate. And also like 28 days, like that's the whole cycle of someone with a uterus. So I think it's so interesting how a very small percentage of people who are seeking power through colonization, through just the commercialization of everything, including human life, like anything to make a buck, right? Money over everything type of mentality. That very small group of people, of individuals, was like, you know, a lot like men and maybe a few women. I mean, honestly, it works both ways, right? Like, women do keep the community going, and so there are definitely women who taught misogyny and just like, you know, money over everything. I can't think of the actual word that I'm trying to use, but you know, that type of mentality to children, to, you know, like to other women. But I'm specifically talking about in the USA, some rich white men that were like, oh, let's make sure we capitalize on this forever and always. Our families and like people that we like and other people in power can just always maintain this power. If you view everything in a way that's like about money, then you want to control and have power over the life givers of your species. You can bring more humans into this world, you know, in partnership with other, you know, the rest of your species. That's like a major resource that is also incredibly powerful. To maintain power over, you make everything that's associated with the feminine look, first off, like close it into a box and make it like it's only supposed to be this one little pretty thing. And we also define what is pretty as well. So that's one way, but then also another way is to like make things, the powerful aspects, seem like it's all like, oh, that's heebity-jeebity, and that's bad luck, and that's, you know, the devil, and that's, you know what I mean, like just really stigmatize anything that is empowerment, you know, for that that part of your species that you see as very having power, really seeing as like they have power over you because it's something that you cannot do. Witchcraft has been associated with a lot of women, even though it's not just like exclusive to women. There are male witches or whatever, you know, there are masculine witches, like it's not just women, but it's associated with wisdom, and so there were a lot of women practitioners, and it's very common for there to be a lot, even today, to be a lot of women practitioners. And I think today we done came out of hiding, um, because there's still some stigma, but I think that a lot of people have made it their mission to reduce that stigma through education, and I have benefited from a lot of that education, and then begin to feel comfortable sharing some of my practices. So, like, just associating Friday and 13, both very things that are when you think of when you think of witchcraft, or when you like, a lot of times you think of a woman, that is how we've viewed it. So that brings that up in your mind, and then to stigmatize that, I feel like was a very interesting way that I saw, like, oh dang, was this like just yet another way to suppress people's personal power. Even though I am a Westerner, I am also pagan, and I like to claim power where there is often fear. Because I think maybe if we stop, if we stop becoming afraid, but like if we aren't afraid of being afraid. I feel like there's so much resistance too that comes up this day, because it is imbued with such a whirling energy. Some people feel like it's a good day with, associated with good things. Some people feel that it's a bad day associated with very bad things. And some people are indifferent to it. So I just feel like there automatically is kind of like an inner turmoil that can happen, for people on today, whether or not they have bought into the idea, either way, of one way or another, of Friday the 13th. I like to confront that resistance that I feel, that I can admit that, even as a person who's like just apt to feel that today is an amazingly powerful day for me, not even for any historical, not alone for historical reasons, but also just because it's imbued, by people today with energy, whether it be negative or positive. And I feel like a day such as today is a really good day to deal with the resistance that honestly I feel within myself, like all the time. And it's good to have a day to address it, So that's what today is for me. It's also a very empowering day for me as a person first, a person who identifies as non-binary, but also still identifies as a woman. I just understand that that's how I was socialized. That's how I am seen. That's how, that's part of who I am. No matter what new identity I am taking for myself. And I think there's people that agree with that, and there's people that disagree with that, and that's good. The contrast is beautiful. I think today is just a day for me to celebrate the ability that I have, to say who I am, what I will do, what I will not do. That's what today is about. Sweet resistance. Yeah, that's what today is. I think an opportunity to address resistance. Um, yeah, yeah. It's that's what I get excited about. It's an opportunity to address resistance, and resistance is ever present. What I mean by resistance is just, when you feel like just an internal fight, that pull, that duality that exists, in all of us, really. Yeah, that. I mean, it would be ever present if duality just is like our state of being, you know? Like we're this basic animal, but also we're aware of ourselves being, well, hopefully. I think we could be a little bit more aware of ourselves being this basic as fuck animal, but, you know, we're aware of ourselves. So that's a duality, like, automatically. The ceremony that I do this evening, it is a closed circle. I hope to make it something that can be a community thing. Maybe I'll start with just a larger group in my circle, but for this evening, if my kids will have me, they are welcome to join me around the fire, and just celebrate the empowerment of the community, ultimately. As always, I really just want to thank you for joining. Please subscribe, like this video. But thank you for joining me in this conversation. I hope you really dig deeper into what today feels like and it should mean for you. It's 3:33. That's how long it took me to get this. Just so you know, I know it's much shorter on your end, but yeah, it took a lot more. Anyway, I hope that you will just dig deeper into your own practices, into your own, the way you view today, whether it's scary for you, whether it is, whatever, or whether you're a person like me who sees a beauty in today and in all the things that it represents, really, both good and bad. I hope you have enjoyed this and have gained something meaningful from this narrative, and until next time.
Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. A pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picks a pack of pickled peppers, then we can keep on running the country and shit.